Welcome back to JCarmania, your favorite stop for all things unique, fun, and automotive. Today, we're diving into something truly unconventional, quirky, and surprisingly capable. We're talking about the 2026 Cony Guppy Tiny Pickup, a name that might make you smile, and a truck that just might surprise you even more. For those unfamiliar, Cony is a Japanese microcar brand from the mid-20th century that's been reborn with a fresh vision. And in 2026, it's making a statement by going ultra-compact with the Guppy, a tiny pickup truck designed for dense urban landscapes, small businesses, and anyone who appreciates minimalism with purpose. But don't be fooled by the playful name or its toy-like proportions. The Guppy is built with intent and has the performance to back up its miniature footprint. Let's kick things off with what's under the hood. The 2026 Cony Guppy is powered by a surprisingly efficient 800cc turbocharged inline-2 engine. That's right, 2 cylinders, turbocharged. It delivers 58 horsepower and 78 pound-feet of torque. Now, on paper, those numbers might sound underwhelming, especially if you're used to full-size pickups with massive V6 or V8 engines. But context is everything. The Guppy weighs under 1,500 pounds. It's a featherweight, and that modest engine gives it more than enough pep for city driving, light-duty hauling, and even tackling narrow countryside roads. Acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in about 11 seconds. Again, that might not blow anyone away in a drag race, but that's not the point. The Guppy isn't designed for speed. It's made for agility, efficiency, and practicality. And in those areas, it delivers remarkably well. Whether you're darting through crowded city streets, weaving through alleyways, or parking in tight spots that would leave other trucks hopeless, the Guppy feels like a go-kart with a cargo bed. The handling is another area where the Guppy stands out. It's got a short wheelbase, quick steering, and a turning radius of just 13 feet. That's tighter than most city cars. Taking sharp corners feels natural, almost playful. It's not a performance vehicle in the traditional sense, but the steering feedback and responsiveness give it a fun-to-drive character that's rare in the utility world. Suspension-wise, the Guppy uses a simple setup, McPherson struts up front and a torsion beam in the rear. It's not built for off-roading or heavy loads, but it's perfectly tuned for urban driving. It absorbs potholes well enough and keeps body roll in check during quick maneuvers. It rides more like a compact hatchback than a truck, which makes perfect sense given its dimensions. Let's talk about the transmission. The Guppy comes standard with a 5-speed manual gearbox, which adds to its old-school charm and driver engagement. There's also an optional CVT for those who prefer a more relaxed, automatic experience. But honestly, the manual transmission suits the Guppy's character beautifully. Shifts are short, the clutch is light, and it's a joy to row through the gears, especially in city traffic where the Guppy's size lets you sneak ahead of bulkier vehicles. Now, when it comes to hauling, the Guppy does have its limitations, but again, it's all about expectations. The rear bed can carry up to 400 pounds, which is more than enough for most urban utility tasks. Think gardening tools, delivery boxes, or even a couple of bicycles. It's not going to replace your full-size work truck, but for small business owners, urban couriers, or anyone who needs a practical runabout, the Guppy makes a compelling case. Fuel efficiency is another major highlight. With its tiny engine and lightweight design, the Guppy returns up to 62 miles per gallon in city driving and close to 70 mpg on the highway. That's hybrid level, economy without the complexity or cost of hybrid components. This makes it an ideal option for budget-conscious drivers or those looking to minimize their carbon footprint without sacrificing utility. In terms of drivetrain, it's front-wheel drive only for now, though there have been rumors of an all-wheel drive version in the future. Realistically, front-wheel drive makes the most sense for this platform. It keeps costs down, improves efficiency, and suits the kind of driving the Guppy was built for. Braking performance is adequate for the Guppy's size and weight. It uses front disc brakes and rear drums, with ABS as standard. Braking distances are short, and the pedal feel is firm enough to inspire confidence. You won't be panic stopping from triple-digit speeds, but for city and suburban environments, the brakes are more than capable. Let's switch gears now and step inside for a quick interior tour. The first thing you'll notice is that the cabin is, well, small. It seats 2 people, Just the driver and a passenger, and space is tight, but not cramped. There's just enough legroom and headroom for an average-sized adult, and the seats, while thinly padded, are surprisingly supportive. Interior materials are basic but functional. You get hard plastics, simple cloth upholstery, and very few bells and whistles. But that's part of the charm. It feels like a tool, something built to do a job, not to pamper. However, Cony has made some smart design choices to keep it from feeling too bare bones. There's a digital instrument cluster that shows speed, fuel economy, and trip data. The steering wheel is compact and flat-bottomed, adding a touch of sportiness. At the center of the dash, you'll find a 7-inch infotainment screen with basic Bluetooth connectivity, USB ports, and smartphone mirroring. No fancy navigation system, no voice assistant, but everything you really need to stay connected and informed is right there. There's even a single-speaker audio system that sounds better than you'd expect in such a small space. Storage inside the cabin is minimal but cleverly integrated. There's a shelf above the glove box, cup holders in the center console, and small door pockets for essentials. Behind the seats, there's a small parcel shelf that can hold a laptop bag or groceries. It's not luxurious, but it's practical. Safety features are modest, but the essentials are covered. You get dual front airbags, ABS, electronic stability control, and a rear-view camera. There's no lane keeping assist or adaptive cruise control, but at this price point, you really can't ask for more. And frankly, the Guppy's small size and nimbleness are its greatest safety features in urban driving. It avoids trouble by never being in the way. One interesting detail worth noting is the Guppy's retro-inspired design. The exterior is absolutely adorable, with round LED headlights, flared fenders, and a stubby nose. It almost looks like a vintage K-truck reborn for the modern era. It turns heads wherever it goes, not because it's flashy, but because it's so refreshingly different. And the paint options, there are some truly fun colors available. Sky blue, pastel green, bright orange, this is a truck that's not afraid to express itself. So who is the 2026 Cony Guppy really for? It's not for traditional truck buyers. It's not for speed freaks or heavy haulers. It's for the city dweller who needs a little bit of utility, a whole lot of efficiency, and a driving experience that's just plain fun. It's for small businesses who need a mobile platform without the size and cost of a full-size van. It's for anyone who looks at the bloated, oversized trucks dominating today's roads and says, there has to be a better way. And yes, it's also for enthusiasts. Because even though it's small and simple, the Guppy has personality in spades. It's engaging to drive, easy to live with, and stands out in a sea of sameness. In a world where everything is getting bigger and more complicated, the Guppy is a return to basics, in the best possible way. Pricing is another strong point. The base model starts at just $12,500. Fully loaded, you're still under $15,000. That's practically unheard of in today's market. And with such low running costs, it's one of the most affordable utility vehicles you can buy. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Cony Guppy isn't going to win any awards for towing capacity or high-speed thrills. But it doesn't need to. It knows exactly what it is, and it does that job exceptionally well. It's a tiny pickup with big charm, smart engineering, and real-world usefulness. Whether you're making deliveries, running errands, or just looking for something different, the Guppy delivers in ways you might not expect. If you've made it this far, thanks for riding along with us today. If you like this deep dive into the Cony Guppy, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to JCarmania, and tap the bell so you never miss a review. Got questions about the Guppy? Drop them in the comments. We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay curious, drive small, and keep the mania alive.